Hey guys, welcome back, Gryphon Games and Comics. It's the last week of March 2014, March 26th.
Yep, that's when everything will come out.
March 26th, so all the stuff's going to be out Wednesday, which, if you're watching this video, it is probably at least Wednesday.
Yep.
So yeah, let's get into some cool stuff that's coming out this week. One that I think I'm going to mention right away is finally, guys, Sandman Overture, the second issue, is finally out this week.
It's only been 5 months.
Well, yeah.
So much for bi-monthly.
Yeah, it was definitely delayed a couple of months, but, you know, it's Sandman, so...
Yep.
It's worth the wait.
Wait was worth it.
Yeah. But we should let you know. Another big title that's out that a lot of people have been waiting for, Elf Quest. The next Elf Quest.
Yeah,
actually.
Woo.
Yeah, it's, you know...
If you like questing and elves,
it's surprising
it meets
how...
those two requirements.
Because Elf Quest has been around a long time. Just like Sandman, you know? So
Yeah.
it's...
It definitely has like an 80s like fantasy vibe to it.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I never
sure.
personally got into it, but it's still a pretty interesting fantasy book.
Yeah.
So, you guys have any cool stuff to talk about?
I've got the new Silver Surfer. I've got Dan Slott on this book here. He's doing great stuff. And, you know, we've got Michael Allred and Laura Allred doing the art on this. So, great team up for everything, and it's just tons of fun. And
Dan
Silver
Slott's
Surfer.
a fun writer.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I'll admit, I opened up that book, and the art initially kind of turned me away. But then I read it, and I got to say, it's very classic Silver Surfer.
Yeah. I think the art fits the tone of the book, which is, you know, what it's supposed to.
It does, yeah, it does down the road. I guess initially I was a little, but, you know, art's a very opinionated thing. You know,
Yes,
it's,
it is.
well, one person loves, another person may not stand. I'm really glad that Silver Surfer has his own title now.
Yep.
It's an incredibly awesome character. I don't think there's enough fun, like, sci-fi adventures that Marvel does, or the big titles really do. So I'm glad that a key character in that has come back.
Yep. From Image, we have Real Heroes #1, written
Real
and
deal.
drawn by Brian Hitch. Essentially, I mean, it's just they have a movie. They're, you know, big stars in the movie world. It's basically their version of the Avengers is going on in this universe, and they somehow get sucked into that dimension where the events that happened in their movie are real.
Oh, so it's kind of like a Last Action Hero.
Oh,
but like
yeah.
comic book
Yep.
form. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. You got to admire someone who writes and draws his own stuff too. That's a lot of work.
That's got to take so much talent and time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So good job, Brian Hitch.
Good job.
This is good art too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's not like one of those ones where you can tell he's focusing more on the writing than the art or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
He did a good job evening all that out.
Yeah. Cool.
Good on you.
Yeah. Well done, Brian.
Okay. Well, one of the ones from me is Miracle Man #4, which is totally not written by Alan Moore in any way.
Written by original author.
Yeah. It's really good. I like it because it does a good balance of like embracing the really cheesy like superhero characters that they had in the 40s and 50s, but you can tell, especially with the issues as they're progressing, there's a darker and more adult tone is slowly being brought out. Like, you've got, I mean, was a young Miracle Man, got stuck in that form and became evil, and like, he's coming to terms with like his wife might even be more like in love with Miracle Man almost than with
Yeah.
his human alter ego. It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's you know, the original author
He who shall not be
Yeah.
named.
does a fantastic job of taking those old school style heroes that were actually fairly flat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, super two-dimensional.
Yeah, and really rounding them out, like giving them human problems and making them far more likable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It fleshes it out. Like, I mean, you can tell they're shallow because there's Miracle Man, Young Miracle Man, and Kid Miracle Man. Like,
Yeah.
it's super cheesy. Just like,
Right.
oh, all right, let's go fight crime today, Young Miracle Man. Golly gee, I sure can't wait. And like, in this one though, it's like people getting blown up. It's just like, geez, man, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's,
like brutal.
It's intense stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a fun book that came out. I haven't read all of this yet. It's a parody book.
It's pretty fantastic.
My Little Phony, a Brony Adventure. So yeah, fandom is tragic is also what it says. So yeah, clearly a parody on My Little Pony and the fun brony culture that's with My Little Pony. So any awesome bronies, they may get a kick out of this book. I thought it was pretty funny.
Or if you hate brony
or
culture.
if you can't stand bronies, you might get a kick out of this book.
It's definitely a parody.
Yeah, certainly. Let's talk about some of these before we get into the trades.
Okay, and then also from one of my picks, Superior Spider-Man, Goblin Nation Part 4. Another one by Dan Slott. But it's getting pretty intense. I mean, Spider-Man's life has just been dismantled in every aspect. And, Green Goblin is just kicking his butt all over the place.
This is actually the second to last issue of Superior Spider-Man. It's going to be winding down quickly.
Mm-hmm. And then we get Peter Parker back.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, whether you liked Otto Octavius as Spider-Man or not, that's changing, but it's been a really cool change of pace.
When I first started reading Superior Spider-Man and they stopped Amazing, I was way on the camp of like, what are you doing? Doc Ock and Spider-Man, how is that possibly going to work? What? But the way they took it with him, like creating his own like henchman or Spider-Man henchman army,
totalitarian
and
rule.
It was really entertaining to read. Yeah,
it's a total 180 from like the normal Spider-Man, where he's just like struggling to keep up with his life. I mean, Doc Ock was just like, bam, city's on lockdown. Like,
you know what? Also, and it gave. That whole series has really given me a fresh look at Peter Parker because you're getting to witness him from all these relationships and interactions that are atypical for him now. Yeah. So everyone involved with him is like, something's wrong. This isn't, Yeah.
I can't wait to find out, like, how they deal with him coming back, like, the relationships that Doc Ock's either ruined or, like, started.
Right.
Like with Miss Marconi, like, she loved Spider-Man. Or, Peter Parker, but, like, that's not really Peter Parker. What's she gonna do? Like...
Oh, yeah.
Surprise!
There's definitely a lot more to talk about. Yeah. A lot of material that they got set up for when Peter's back in charge.
All right. And the last one, my pick, but I think it was everybody on the staff's pick, was Ghost Rider. It was a huge surprise. I think the art was kind of off-putting to some people. I know that, like...
Well, cover...
Yeah, we were all kind of on the fence.
This was the only sneak peek we have, and we're like, where's the motorcycle?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Where's the flaming skull? This guy has like a helmet on, what's going on? Yeah.
It's really good, though. The story's good. Like, even in one issue, you can already start to sympathize with, like, the character, his motives.
Yes.
And they set up the setting really well. It's in L.A., like, gritty ghetto.
Another Marvel book set in California now.
Yeah, they're kind of moving out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
they got so many movies out there, I mean...
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody else takes place in New York.
Yeah, exactly. There's way more to the country than New York, so it's cool they're fleshing it out, but...
Definitely a great read for this week.
Yeah, I think we'd all recommend that one.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the new Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I guess I'm just kind of a purist with it, so I was a little, what the heck?
That's a huge change.
Pretty cool character, very likable guy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so I got a bunch of trades here. I've read all these. I don't know, well, not all these, but most of them. So I'll talk about the one I didn't read first. Basically, the next issue of Chew. So if you guys are interested in detectives that have to eat parts of other people in order to solve crime, Chew.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's a pretty crazy book. It's really fun, really well written, and strangely emotional. Done by John Layman, Rob Guillory, and it's an Image book. I know we have a lot of Chew fans out there. Get into a couple others here. If you guys are fans of like Viking magic type stuff, Oni Press. I'm not typically a fan of a lot of stuff Oni comes out with, but Helheim here was pretty awesome. Yeah. Helheim is essentially like a drow. Drow? How do you say that?
Draugr?
Draugr,
like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've played enough Skyrim, you'd think I'd know. But, yeah. So he's essentially a Draugr, and he's going around and kicking ass. And
putting arrows in knees.
Yeah. Was a Viking, and is essentially caught in between a war between witches up in the Viking world. And,
That's pretty cool.
Goes to town. Very fun. Now, Kieron Gillian here,
Uber.
Gillian, great author, a great historical author.
Very uber.
Very uber.
Yeah.
This is an ongoing series here. Uber. Uber's from Avatar.
He's
Now,
good.
Avatar is well known for their very
very
mature stuff. Yeah, Avatar, not for kids at all. This is a what if World War II. And it is essentially what if the Nazis developed like a superhuman, super soldier type program. Super soldiers are like big and bulked up and they have some kind of form of telekinesis. And yeah, it turns the war around for them. And they extend it out. The British are able to steal the secret. Yeah, and so if you're a fan of history, especially World War II, and this type of superhero type of stuff, it's pretty awesome.
It's pretty
Sounds like a-
brutal.
It's very
It's
brutal.
like a guy's face melting.
I would show you art, but you might
Yeah, it sounds
be
like
offended.
sounds like a Captain America gone bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? I have to say the attention to detail that Gillian puts into the history behind it in all of his books is really impressive. He recently did a book called 3, which was really awesome. Based about Spartans. Okay, guys. Last one I'm going to talk about is Curtis J. Wabers and Rock Up Church's Rat Queens. This is from Image, guys. Rat Queens is super fun book.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, both
Yes.
in the store and like all over the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you're a fan of foul-mouthed, hack and slash, Dungeons and Dragons-esque war parties, then this is the book for you. Yes, this is super
And
fun.
women.
And, yes, foul-mouthed women. Here you can see, here's a good one of them. Working on an orc. That's what some of the art looks like there. Oh. Or an ogre or whatnot. Yeah. Super fun book. You know, I mean, I found myself like laugh out loud at times kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a, you know, back in the day I used to be a D&D geek. Now I'm just a geek. So, so yeah, it had a soft spot in my heart for it. I liked it a lot.
Yep.
I like Rat Queens. You may have noticed we changed up our format a little bit here. Carl Drogo and
Ned Stark,
Mr. Stark here. Yeah.
Yep.
Poor
Father
Ned.
of the Year.
Poor Neddy. Yes, these are, we're going to have some of our other items that we have out for sale that are released on Wednesday. A lot of cool novelties and figures and stuff like
Yep.
that are also released. So we figured we'd show them in the video.
That is a sweet Batgirl.
Yeah, I got to
shirt,
show
though.
this Batgirl shirt.
If you like the pinup shirts and figures and all that, then you're going to love this. It's more of the goodness.
Yes, it is.
I love that Poppy pinup art too.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've have
Fantastic.
they've been doing a fun run of those. They got like a Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn one.
Supergirl.
There's a Supergirl one. I think
Wonder Woman.
yeah, they're gonna have a
Yeah.
couple more out too. I think
Yeah, they're sweet.
Black Canary, I think gets
Black
hers
Canary
too.
is one too.
Yeah, so that's fun.
And they're all statues as well, so.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they are doing those. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about all I have to talk about for the last week of March.
Yes. Some good stuff coming out this
Yeah,
week, guys.
was that enough? Did
It's
you guys
a
get enough of
huge
this?
week this week.
Really big week, yeah.
There's the wall. I don't know if you can see this. There's like
It's pretty full.
no gaps in it at all. So
Mhm.
come make some.
Yep. All right. Cool.
Well, yeah, cool guys. Well, yeah, come by and visit us. We're in Fort Collins, Colorado, and Cheyenne, Wyoming. Thanks for watching. Oh, and please subscribe, like, comment. We definitely listen to your comments. Have a great week.
See you.
Goodbye.